which brings us into the youth division. And they will be contesting three 3-minute rounds with a 1 minute rest period in between the rounds. First bout coming up will be a light heavyweight bout between Miles Springer of Braden City Secondary School and Rakeem Haynes of Darrell Jordan Secondary. This is an 80-kilogram bout, light heavyweight division. So, as we await the call of the athletes to the ring, we are being serenaded by the music of the DJ, reflective of the sounds of the Caribbean.
Are you
Unfortunately, I
suggesting
can't
some
tell you
bouillon
any
or
song
some?
because I'm not that au fait with the recent music. I have not been listening very astutely, although we've just come out of our crop over season.
Right.
However, I cannot tell you one song from the season as I have not been listening to the radio recently.
Well, and equally, we've just had Carrie Festa. So probably some zouk and some bouillon, cadence music, and nous, world Creole,
Yes.
parler Creole.
But,
No, 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 no. We don't put in Creole. I know parler femme. I know les
Quarter,
garçons, ça que fait.
we have representing
But I don't know about
high
this.
school, Demery Jack.
Yeah, there you go.
In his corners, coach from
And you say you don't know
Jim.
his music. Right. We're not believing Wayne Quinton.
And his opponent
Referees
in
checking
the blue corner,
gloves
representing the Darrell Jordan Secondary School,
of
Rakeem Haynes.
hands in the blue corner.
Also cornered by Gordon Jim.
Springer, does he have home court advantage as he is a student of the grade in the ceiling?
let's have a cheat. Like a
Three
great bout.
rounds of boxing. His bout will start
So
on
they're
the
now
sound
up
of
to
the clock.
3 minute rounds.
Yes. Rounds have gone from 90 seconds now to 3 minutes, which is the standard duration of a bout.
Mhm.
Okay. Springer showing some skill, head movement. He's moving his head and working his way in. And Haynes is working, maintaining his distance. So we see these guys clearly have a plan. You see a bit more technical objectives here.
Just outside of each other's reach.
Haynes, the tall of the two fighters, trying to maintain reach. Oh, there he got clipped with a very clean punch. Referee calls a
8 count.
break and
Yes,
administers the
it's
8 count.
amateur boxing. Neutral corner.
Springer in the red corner landing a right, clipping the chin of Haynes. Referee administering 8 count to Rakeem Haynes. And they're back into the action. Again, notice Haynes
Chin.
utilizing his reach, staying out at distance, working the 1-2, and then he landed a solid left hook. Referee administering an 8 count, a little slow on the call, I would say, but nevertheless administering that call.
And
So this is the
even
second
on the 8
count
counts.
in the round.
One
One more
each.
8 count in the round. We'll call bring an end to the fight. To the bout, sorry.
So it's 1 8 count each or 2 2.
No, two 8 counts
Okay. No,
against two 8 counts against
one boxer.
one boxer. That boxer being Brad. Sorry, Haynes, Rakeem Haynes receiving. Sorry, I'm wrong. Springer receiving two 8 counts. There he is. Notice again, Haynes maintaining distance and punching from the outside and landing more effectively at that range.
Counter punch in there.
Opportunity for Springer there, getting on the inside and work the body. He was able to close the gap. He needs to do that more. Head movement and enter. Tight guard, head movement, enter and work the body and work his way up to the head.
Haynes
Hands
has
again,
almost like a praying mantis
using his
stand
reach.
or
Yes,
style,
using his
rather.
reach and landing that jab. And then, yes, he's hitting and moving, working the ring.
Now he's backed in his own corner. Whoopsie, a little lower there.
Ben
Oh,
Springer,
that uppercut was sweet.
Ben Springer gets in. He's working the body. He's using that opportunity to score his points. And in boxing, the new amateur rules for boxing, body shots score as equally to headshot. So clean punches, whether their body or head, are given equal value, and even the curving punches are given value. Well, in the past, it would have been a straight punch, jab cross that gave the advantage to the boxer. Right now, any legally counter-landing punch has equal value.
Seems as though Haynes had to knock some of that ring rust off of Springer to get him to get on his bike.
Now he has to work his uphill battle here for Haynes for Springer,
Springer,
because he received 2 8 counts in the first round. So
second,
he's going to need to work
finish strong.
in these next 2 rounds to pull the boat back.
And when he did execute, he looked the better of the two.
There's
But
the
like
bell
you
for
said,
the start of the round.
doesn't have much to risk, or rather left
Haynes
to
again,
risk.
keeping distance, head movement, trying to draw Springer in.
Yep.
Springer falling short with his punches. Haynes using his reach. It's here.
Whoops.
It is here when that gap is closed that Springer has to
Has
really
him in the
work.
corner.
Working the
Has him
body
in that
is.
neutral corner.
There's an exchange return.
Looking to
Both
work that
athletes
counter
moving their
punch.
head, looking for the opportunity to score. Right now, the boxers are inactive. A referee will call them for inactivity shortly. Boxers are encouraged to engage, so when there's no action, referee will call.
Nice.
Indication of fatigue because no punching right now. They both seem to be fighting to get there.
See why people skip.
Synergy back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now you see why they use it.
Recalling
Speedball
clinching.
and rope.
Yes, both athletes are clearly tired. They're looking for that second wind. And it seems that Haynes have gotten his energy back a little faster because he's now starting to mount an attack. There it is again. Haynes being able to land. Springer coming back. Oh,
Not
there
this.
is a headlock being administered by Hayes. The referee is going to caution him for that action. Both athletes clearly fatigued at this stage. They went very hard in that first round, and they seem to have gassed out in this second round. I would be surprised if the referee does not call them for an activity.
2.5 as opposed to 3 minutes. Who knows?
There it is.
Engage.
Call for an activity by the referee. Boxers must engage. Okay. He's losing a bit of composure. He's starting to think for the fences. His punches not as clean as before. Springer has an opportunity to come back, and he is coming back. Springer landing a couple of solid shots at the end of that battle.
Winded.
Clear sign of fatigue, dropping his head below the waist.
Winded.
Okay, so that was end of bout number two. Light heavyweight bout. Miles Springer of Braden Sealy Secondary School in the red corner versus Rakeem Haynes from the Darrell Jordan School in the blue corner. Springer, by my estimation, ahead, having secured 8 count against Haynes. Sorry,
Other way around.
the other way. Haynes securing 8 count against Springer. Excuse
But,
me for that slip of the tongue.
but yeah, as it went on, Springer, except for
And
the
here is the final round coming up. Round number three of bout number five.
right, as I was
Miles
saying,
Springer versus Rakeem Haynes.
as the fight went on, apart from the bending over to regulate his breathing, Springer seemed to be coming into the fight with an obvious
This is where the third
fatigue
round is
factor.
where conditioning
There you
really
go.
comes in. You see who's been doing their road work and who has not. There was a hook cross combination thrown by Haynes, missing the target.
Hands not coming up to defend.
Clear sign of fatigue when the form of the athlete goes. It seems almost as though Springer is injured. Referees administering an 8 count again to him, but I suspect his right hand may be injured. The way he's favoring his right arm, very likely he may have transferred his right shoulder. Yeah, he's relying on that left hand. He's not really using his right. I can almost guarantee you his right arm is injured. But he's still game. He's still willing to continue to box. Left hand there from Springer.
One thing,
Answered by Springer. 1-2 again from Haynes. Springer trying to answer. Okay. Okay. Both athletes are tired. Springer again seems to be injured that right hand of his. Haynes landing a right in that last exchange. Left falling short by Springer. Haynes should be pressuring, but he's not. There it is. Left jab from Haynes landing squarely. Following a combination. Not clean those ones, but there's a right hand again. Haynes landing. Springer not quite being able to respond well.
Springer.
Springer waiting for adjusted, having his headgear adjusted. Referee brings the athlete to the neutral corner and calls for the resumption of the round.
You know, there's a punch called an uppercut, but that one by Springer looked like an upper snip. No real oomph in it. Saved by the bell.
End of the bout. End of round three and the end of the bout. A game attempt on both the part of both boxers. They give it what they had, but clearly both athletes fatigued by the time they entered into the third and final round.
Yeah, can't even get out of his opponent's corner at the end of the
And again,
contest.
that heavy reliance of Springer with his left hand, not really using that right hand in that fifth round, is an indication that maybe there might have been some injury having occurred there.
Or do you think that he got the equivalent of a dead leg, hitting the muscle and it wasn't responding? We used to call those things a rat.
Uh, Possible. He was using it to defend, to cover, but he was not using it for striking. Really, in that last match.
It's in the blue corner.
There we have
Doors are wide open to keep us cool on the inside of the hall. We appreciate all your support here physically, and we also appreciate the payments that you made at the door. So if you don't have a wristband, $15 get a wristband, $40 get a wristband. Every person next to you does not have a wristband, they give you back.
And there we had it. Decision on that bout number 5, a light heavyweight bout, 80 kilograms. Miles Springer of the Graydon Steely School in the red corner versus Rakeem Haynes of Darrell Jordan School in the blue corner. And our winner, Darrell Haynes in the blue corner. You are live at the Barbados Box Association's Carlton Hope Lionel Hall Memorial Tournament being held here on the right now, not so sunny because it's nighttime, but usually sunny island of Barbados. This event is a 2-day tournament, September 5th and 6th. We are on at day 1 of the event, having just completed 5 of 12 scheduled bouts. We are
So,
waiting bout number 6.
and I often wonder. So Canada is up against Barbados next. Does Barbados get to choose blue because of our flag? And does Canada get to choose red because of their flag?
I don't think that is determination, although sometimes that is nice, but the bouts are very often called by draw because there is I won't say superstition, but there is a preference most boxers have of the corner they come out of. If I remember correctly, it is the red corner that they prefer because it puts them closer to the judges. Um, I would
Okay,
say
and
that
for
is
the
because
seventh
there
round,
are some arguments as to who should go out
let's
first.
bring Ian Collins, number one, Trevor Gold, judge number two, Jason Hernandez,
You sent me the
judge number
statistical
three,
analysis now.
Ethan
So the first
Remains,
bout
judge number four,
went to someone in the
David
red corner. The next one
Sean,
went to someone
and
in the
judge
blue
number
corner.
five, Alicia
The next two
Edwards.
in red corner. And now the first one after the presentation is in the blue corner. Has the
Calling
judge
boxes to the ring.
changed?
Um, it's a question of which one come up.
Coin toss.
Train. Uh,
Okay.
what? See,
The judge is in place.
not tactics
Hmm?
going to be going to play a part here, whether or not technique compare uh, of Barbadian athletes against international athletes to register where we are in our performance level at this stage, um, leading up to the upcoming Olympics. Obviously,
So
would
the
expect
referee is mounted the ring. I can see both boxers.
Well, then, judge number one, Travis, judge number two, judge names, judge number four, David Strong, judge number five, Alicia Edwards.
Okay.
Okay, calling
And it's sad that
boxers
they're
to the ring.
thinking, yeah,
40 away.
no more boxing at the Olympic Games is one of them strange things that you can't quite fathom.
Potentially no more boxing. No,
to have that swag.
And from the blue corner,
And we
the
are seeing
world
it
man, Barbados.
clearly a turn favor.
Oh,
Guillermo
French entry, very possible.
in the red corner. 10 to 15 points more tomorrow.
Balance a little bit of overcommitment there on the part of Grant. Referee wipes the gloves, and yeah, real quick and sharp with his punches, but just missing the mark. Jaquan is being able to slip those punches pretty well.
Yeah, it's
level of advantage. Beginning of the first round. Jeff Jushot mirrors starts with a jab, missed the mark. Shepard comes back with a heavy left as well to the body. Ooh. Bad intentions from both athletes in terms of their punches. They are throwing very powerful punches right off the bat. Strong, heavy right hands, just missing the mark. Okay. Shepard looking to counter punch with the overhand right. Oh, nice body shot. Landed by Shepard. Mears tightened up his guard, just right in those punches. Landing on the glove. Sorry, landing on the arm. Oh, very aggressive is Shepard. Landing his punches on the arms, but that will have a cumulative effect on Mears. His arms are going to fatigue if he keeps taking punishment on his arms. Shepard relying on that left shovel hook. Oh, nice right hand landed by Mears. There's a left also landing, but Shepard returning just as aggressively, working to the body and then the head. One, 1, 2 by Mears. The jab to the body, the right hand going up high. The volume may not be high in the exchanges, but the power is clear as far as the how heavily these athletes are firing. There's the clinch. Referee calls break. Shepard putting his weight onto Mears' head from that clinch. And there's solid right hand from Mears, just glancing off the side of the head and shoulder. The thing about heavy, oh, nice. Shovel hook to high hook from Shepard landing on Mears. Mears returns a jab, but receives a right in return. And there goes Shepard again with the left to the body. Clear strategy of Shepard is to work that left, that liver side of Mears to weaken him. Mears throwing the right hand to the body. There's the overhand right landing by Mears. But Shepard seems unfazed. Jab from Shepard, light, not having much effect. 10 seconds left in the round. And Mears being the aggressor here, entering with a body jab followed by a high hook. And that is the end of round number 1. A very, very close exchange in that first round between the two athletes. Very effective exchange. Not too much wastage in terms of technique. Both athletes firing well. Of course, not always landing, but with intent and with purpose. Very technical round that has been. Shepard seems to, by my estimation, has landed more volume punches, particularly that left shovel hook to the liver side of Mears' body. But Mears nevertheless holding his own, landing some clean shots as well, particularly his right hand. And here's the start of round number 2. 1-2 by Shepard, falling short, answered by Mears. There's the jab. Mears answers with a jab. Nice back and forth between the two athletes being answered. Referee calls break. Athlete step back and reset. Okay. Nice jab bid there landing by Mears. Double jab again and the right hand. But Mears clearly not as powerful with his punches as Shepard. Shepard landing a nice right hand and then clinches. Athletes break and resume. There, double 1-2 by Shepard. Connected on the glove. Mears answers. Left hook by Mears. Mears going with the overhand right, just glancing. Answered by Shepard. He lands more solidly with his overhand right. Uppercut hook thrown by Mears. Landing. Answered by Shepard with a body hook combination. They both land with the jab. Jab by Mears. Shepard falling short. 1-2 falling short. Oh, double hand overhand. The double jab landed, the overhand hit onto the shoulder, but he also followed up with body shot to Shepard. Right hand answers by Mears. Mears working the head and body. This is certainly a fiery exchange between the two athletes. No one having a clear advantage in terms of damage. But, 1-1 body. Nice right hand landed by Mears. Giuseppe. Nice again, 1-2. Mears picking up volume and intensity in this round. Shepard seems to be petering out a bit. Again, right hand landing, overhand right landing against Shepard's chin by Mears. Mears seems to be in control of this round at the moment. Right hand again by Mears. Shepard clearly fatigued, but Mears still has to be cautious as the power of Shepard can still be damaging. Shepard working to the body. Mears backing away and firing from the outside. End of round number 2. A really good exchange there. I think Mears came back in this round with good combinations. He's clearly not as powerful a hitter as Shepard, but he has been landing cleanly. And so I think he's gained some ground in this round. I would suspect if on the judges card, it might be even at this stage 1 round each. So this, the third and final round, will be a very telling round for the fighters in determining who will actually take away the victory.
Between the schoolboys and these men here, those blows were indeed solid.
Well, this is why they are called elite athletes, because they are at the top of their game. Note 2, at this level, the athletes do not wear headgear. Third and final round. Shepard throwing a left hook, missing the mark. Dushan throwing the jab. Not quite as clean with his exchanges. He's going back now to working his jab. I think if he continues to just relax and pick his shots, he will be more successful. Shepard running into that left hook from Mears. Yes. Mears peppering with a jab, landing a solid right cross. Shepard returning with hooks to the body. There he is, working Mears' body. Mears coming back, landing with a right hook to the head. Shepard attempting to force Mears to the hook. Mears returning, working the body of Shepard. This is really a war of attrition here. Both fighters, both boxers really working to gain their advantage. Right uppercut from Mears landing. Right uppercut returned by Shepard and a left as well. Right hand by Shepard. Shepard now with the upper hand. But here Mears comes back, returning his own right hand. Now Mears landing body and then falling with head. Clean right hand to the head of Shepard by Mears. Athletes are now in the clinch. Both of them fatigued. Referee calling the break. And calling for the athletes to resume. Mears landing a short right hand. Shepard dropping his head. Referee cautioning him to bring his head up. Clearly fatigued is Shepard, but now there's Mears making his effort. Uppercut overhand. He received oh, nice right hand from Shepard to Mears. He seems to be a bit big. He's coming back strong. This is truly a war of attrition. Back and forth they go. Shepard now really working. Mears working to respond to the aggression of Shepard. They're now in the clinch. They're being encouraged to fight out of that clinch, and it's a back and forth. Shepard on the offensive right now, but here comes Mears returning. Right hand falling, missing the mark. Both athletes going aggressively. Clearly, they're both tired, but they have heart, and that heart is pushing them forward. 1-2 from Mears. Shepard returning. Solid overhand right, followed by the body. Mears returns, and there is the end of the round. A very heated, very excited exchange. In my estimation, the best bout of the night so far. It was a tic-tac-toe, back and forth between the athletes. Exchange, both of them showing heart, both of them showing aggression, both of them demonstrating skill. This is what boxing should look like.
They
I
can
must give
double check
heart.
this
I
weight
must give
category, man.
kudos to Mears, and I must say I am a bit biased as he has been my co-commentator for the last couple of boxing matches. But not just that, he is clearly the lighter of the two fighters. Not as powerful as Shepard in terms of the delivery, but landing cleanly, showing great heart. Will be a very close decision. And the bout going to Jashawn Mears. Sorry, to Jazari Noreen Mears, red corner from National Gym, winning over Jashawn Shepard of Shaka School. A no doubt very close decision. Shepard working very effectively to the body, but Mears landing with the headshots. So, so uh, if the judges are old school, the headshots will tend to be favored over the body shots. So it's understandable that Mears might have been given the win as a result because he landed more clean shots to the head. But
2025
Shepard definitely worked and
tournament.
was effective with his attacks to the body. And
The funds
definitely
raised
a
are
very
meant to help
exciting,
our athletes
worthy
travel for
boxing
more
match for
experience.
the
We only have about 4 to 5
On the other
major
point,
boxing events a year, and that's
he
not
looked
enough
a
for the
little
guys to
less
get the
tired.
experience that they need.
The end of it all.
So we're glad they're here to support,
I don't. I think they were both
and we ask for your future
given that
support.
they are. I think
Tomorrow
they
we're
were
here
Yes.
both
again.
fatigued
Next to see
at the
belts,
end.
check the top.
It was seen by basically
A
the
reminder to housekeeping. Food
the,
and drinks are on
the
film.
reduction in
The
percentage
washrooms are in
Right.
the
in terms of
concession
scoring.
area
They
for
threw a lot
ladies and
more
for
in
gents.
the,
The
in the
washrooms are
round,
in the
but they
concession
weren't
area.
landing as much.
Those are
Correct.
the
And
washrooms
that is a
area.
sign
Accuracy
of
felt.
fatigue because
Yes.
the accuracy is affected by
And
the
now we
fatigue.
move on to the next bout of the mix. Referee, Trevor Rowe. Judge number one.
So this other lightweight coming up has a very interesting name listed for
Yes,
viewers.
this is should be a very interesting.
All right, a quick change on the card, ladies and gentlemen. We give you 4 minutes to sort it out. Enjoy the music, enjoy the food. Coming back right now. We're ready.
So pause on that because we just
But on your card, it's bout number 10.
Skip
Referee
the
for this
boat to
bout,
10.
Lyle Bowling.
Right, Marie.
Judge number 1, David Strawn. Number 2, Peter Biggs. Number 3, Jason Fillegas. Number 4, Ronald Givings. Number 5, Trevor Rowe. Referee for Lyle Bowling. Judge number 1, David Strawn. Number
So
2, Peter
When he's
Biggs.
talking,
Number 3,
when he's
Jason
talking, we
Fillegas.
don't
Number
have to
4,
talk.
Ronald
correct.
Givings.
Yeah.
So
And
they're
number
bringing this
5,
one.
Trevor Rowe.
Oh, this can't be Jabali.
Correct, because he's on his way.
So
Ah, okay.
But this boat is sponsored by Archie Designs Group. Okay.
Sorry.
This area is something. Grade 7 secondary school from Lincoln Fund. See, boxing is growing in Barbados, and it can only grow with your support. Your support is appreciated tonight and tomorrow night as well.
So well, the boxer from the red corner is in here, Dr. Quinton.
Guest commentator along with Martin Paris at the Barbados Boxing Association's Carlton Hope Light
All right,
Hall
pause a
Memorial
minute.
Tournament.
You are a guest commentator?
Yes.
What, you're
yes.
guessing what you're commentating about?
No, I gave a foundation.
No, 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 no. Don't try to bring that on to anybody. We're sharing the commentary tonight. And I will never overstep my bounds as a commentator on martial arts or boxing next to Sifu Quinton. Come on, man. Well, you going to get out the stick like me? That's what you really want to do. Go ahead, man. If anybody doesn't know, yes, I'm a year senior to him at school, but Yeah, we're good buddies for too long.
Way, way back.
Yes. So yeah, you were telling me. So the first boxer in the ring is in the red corner.
Yes, this is Peter Murray. Peter Murray is from the National Gym, and he is the first of this bout number 8 of the evening.
Stop counting the bouts. I'm
Wel-
enjoying myself.
Welterweight bout between Peter Murray,
Mhm.
National Gym, as I said, and Nathan
Right.
Walcott of the Four Hill Gym. To my understanding,
Okay.
this is meant to be a welterweight bout for. This is meant to be a bout, championship bout for the Barbados welterweight title, and also a box off to determine who will represent Barbados at the, I believe it is TFT Games.
This surname Murray. Is he from that line of Murrays who have been boxing in Barbados for quite a while?
I suspect he is related to. I don't know if Murray. I'm not, but World. I think maybe
Yes.
uh, Sean World
Mhm.
assembled the boxing ring. Some correction on that,
If you look up by the
but I
corner
have seen.
on the ring side,
I guess I may be correct, right? Again, Peter Murray is a pretty seasoned. He did very well in his last fight. I saw him, but he's coming up against Nathan Walcott. Nathan Walcott is also a pretty. He came out with schoolboys program, and he's been doing very well. He did his first professional bout just a while back, and very um, productive and successful in that bout. And but
that's another historical Barbadian. Sir,
I think see Barbadian champion.
get apart with some golden shoes. Red corner. Wait till when the camera hits those shoes. Gotta find out to hit those shoes, man. Walcott versus Murray.
He calls the athletes to the ring. This is the welterweight bout. Peter Murray, National Gym versus Nathan Walcott, the Four Hill Gym. Murray in the red corner, Walcott in the blue corner.
Got a glimpse of
65
them shoes.
kgs.
Those gold tip shoes.
And the boxers go back to their corner, awaiting the referee's call for the start of the round. And there we go, round number 1. Walcott starts with the jab, leads with the jab. Both athletes, Murray in a crouching stance. Walcott more upright. Walcott initiating, working his jab and following up.
Trying to
There's
find
Murray
range.
now. Okay. Now Murray has him on the ropes and works combinations, including body shots. But nice uppercut hook combination from Walcott.
It's one of the things
Jab
about
from
going into
Walcott.
your opponent's corner.
Nice one, double jab combination from Walcott. Walcott being the more active of the two boxers right now. But here we see Murray coming back, working the body, uppercut and working the body. Okay. Now Murray on the offensive, but Walcott responding.
And unlike the younger boxers, they're not going for headshots. They're working two to the body, one to the head, more to wear down your core and keep your defense down. Then later on, they might go for the headshot.
They're doing the level changes, and that's very important because the body shots bring the hand down, exposing the head. The headshots bring the hands up, exposing the body. So that blending of level, that level changing between high and low attacks can be very
Work the
effective.
elevator.
Double jab, then body shot by Walcott. Murray answers with a combination of his own right uppercut, right hook, working, finding its way around the guard of Walcott. Walcott more in a Philly shell now, going to that half cover. Murray staying in his full cover guard, making sure he's not giving or exposing any unnecessary target. Walcott utilizing his slicks well,
Chin.
but he got caught with the left hook. Murray shelling up. Referee calls for the box after the break.
People being a bit cagey between the two of them.
Yes.
Nobody really wanted to tip the scales too early.
Walcott scarred more open. He's going into that half cover. Murray staying tight on his defense. And now he's working the body hooks and high hooks. Fighting in close is Murray. Nathan working on the inside. But I think his advantage will be more to the outside, utilizing his reach. And that's the end of round number 1.
Go even Stevens 50-50.
Well, I would have called it even at the beginning, but I think Murray started to pull away toward the end of that round because he started to work on the inside, and Nate tried to match him on the inside, but I don't think that was the best strategy for Walcott because Nate Walcott, he has the reach, and he should be working more from the outside, staying on the outside and using his long his fighting Murray's game is not necessarily the smartest choice of action because you can fight a guy where he's at. You should fight him. Want to take him out of his comfort zone, and Murray clearly was not.
Corners. Nobody seemed more animated than the other. They were more, basically doing maintenance, a little bit more Vaseline over the eyebrows, some water as we go into round
Again,
2.
trying to work his way in, but he should utilize his reach, as I said. That's my opinion, of course. But the boxer has his own strategy in mind. Murray staying tight with his guard and working his way in, trying to get Nate on the ropes. Nice uppercut by Nate. But
Speed.
look at it again. On the inside, Murray is really working combinations and having an advantage. Nate needs to work on the outside. And there's Murray pressing forward, getting in close again and working the body, working the close range punches. Nate trying to match him in there, but that's not the wisest of strategies at all. Nate needs to use his distance, work the uppercut, and follow up with the 1-2. And here we are.
Jacob Breach Walcott's guard there a couple of times.
Breaking the athletes and calling them back to action. There it is again. Athletes going shoulder to shoulder, head to head, and trading. This is going to be, if it stays like this will be a question of who can take the most punishment, not necessarily who is the most skillful boxer.
Rocher Duas missing there by Murray.
Seems that these two boxers seem to have something to prove. They seem to want to just go toe to toe, slugging it out with each other, so to speak. I think tactics would be more useful, particularly on the part of Walcott to stay on the outside. Murray is having the better of the exchanges on the inside at the moment.
Avec des gants rouges. Walcott avec des gants bleus.
There we are. Murray in the red, Walcott in the blue. There's a jab from Murray that landed.
That looked like a Muay Thai move there, foot movement there by Walcott on Murray.
There they are again. Head plant and going.
Don't step on
Murray
my gold
landed a
juice.
clean left hook. And again. Referee's going to call the athletes for pushing, basically. And there's Murray again, more aggressive, working on the inside and landing more effectively is Murray. Really working, and there's the end of the round. Bit of fatigue showing there on the part of Nate. I think he needs to go back to the drawing board in terms of his fighting plan for this last round. Murray is certainly in his game, in his element when he's on the inside. He's working very well on the inside, working the body with the hooks, going back to the high line with the high hooks and the uppercut.
And Coach Boyne getting rid of some of that lactic acid from the legs of Murray. And over
Great
by the other
strategy.
corner,
Great strategy is definitely
Walcott
working for
is
him.
just being calmly and sternly talked to. A
Nate
tale of two
needs to
different
go back to the
corners.
drawing board. If I were in his corner, I would be telling him to stay on the outside, work that jab soft, and then Murray tries to close the gap, utilize the uppercut. That would be my strategy for Nate Walcott if I were in his corner. Nate
One more
Walcott in
round.
the blue corner. Peter Murray in the red corner. This is the third and final round of bout number 8. Welterweight bout at 65 kgs. Murray's on the offensive, pressing Nate forward, trying to get him onto the ropes. Nate launches forward, but with no effective punches behind him. And there, Murray goes in, getting on the inside again is Murray, working to the inside,
By Walcott.
trying to get Walcott on the rope and working his combinations. Referee had to make a adjustment for himself. Making an adjustment and calling a pause,
It's
and
the two
now
of them who
resuming the
caused it.
round. Murray's so confident that he's dropping his guard completely as he works his way in on Nick. Psyching him out. This might be a psychological strategy. There is Murray working his way in.
There's the ropes.
I think Murray is psyching Walker out. Hands down, open guard, and there he is. Really trying to intimidate Walcott, working his way in, and there he is again.
Two quick
working
punches
the tight
there.
punches. Murray certainly more comfortable on the inside, and as a shorter fighter with the shorter limbs, he is in his element fighting in close. Walcott really needs to work from the outside.
If you're coaching, you bring yourself down to Murray's
Jab
level.
from Murray landing. And there again, Walcott crashing in, but not really effectively throwing punches that would score. There Murray goes.
Jeez, a combination there.
Oh!
Oh!
Combination from Murray. Really wonderful. And there is an 8-count applied to Nate Walcott. Murray going in for the kill.
And he's dancing in the neutral corner where the 8-count is given to Walcott.
There he goes. Murray working his way back in. Nate is basically fighting Murray's fight. Working on going to the inside. Not the best strategy in my opinion. Murray back where he's comfortable, back where he's doing his best work. And again,
So
Murray
the
working the
ropes.
body and uppercut. There he is.
Forcing him back on the ropes.
Tight punches from Murray, hooks and uppercuts. Working on the inside.
Heads together.
Nate trying to use his leverage against Murray, but not effective.
Tables are turning.
Murray just letting loose. Really going in for the kill there.
Oh,
Very
the
good round.
round saved it all.
Undoubtedly, that bout will be going to
Appreciate it
Peter
all
Murray.
around.
Very
And if you didn't
strategic-
have ears, that smile from Murray. Good thing
very
he had in there.
strategic
pair of
round
ears.
on the part of Murray in terms of his game plan, working on the inside, drawing Walcott into his side game, and taking full advantage.
And
Walcott, who started
Mhm.
initially very positively, working from the outside and having the advantage, just gave it up, in my opinion, in that second and third round when he chose to go toe to toe.
No disgrace for either boxer, regardless of how the judges score this. Again, the intensity of these bouts has been stepping up
Yes.
fight by fight.
Well, this is the level that we're looking at. We are looking at the level of the elite athletes, so they're more experienced. They've been in the ring for some time. Some of them may have as many as 20 or so fights.
Red corner.
Yes, no surprise there. That bout goes to Peter Murray from the Fight and Fit gym. From the National Gym, I'm sorry. Peter Murray winning that bout. He was in the red corner, Fight and Fit gym. Commiserations to Nathan Walcott, but that bout really was Nathan's to lose. And in my opinion, he gave it away in the second and the third round.
Putting two ugly men on the screen.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, okay. I'm double ugly.
Oh well.
Good.
If
We have established
if
that
you so
part.
choose, I may be a bit gray, but I don't know that
There
I'm
you go.
ugly.
We have established that part. How are they going to possibly be able to match tonight if we get to this level?
Well, the best is yet to come, and the heavier weights are coming out tomorrow.
The bar has been set. Put it that
Yes, I was trying to
way. Remember who's coming tomorrow?
remember the names for tomorrow.
Young
There
Mr.
is a
Cox is coming
heavyweight.
tomorrow.
There's a heavyweight from my boy over there. I can see him, but his name eludes me right now. From Fight and Fit Gym. He'll be competing tomorrow. He's one of our more promising heavyweight boxers. Um, yes, if I go to about number two tomorrow, I can tell
Sports
you.
and
Um,
state boxers from your last bout.
so while
Cesare Narayan
Martin
Mares,
looked for that name for me.
Jushawn Shepherd, Jabali Green, Jeremiah Toussaint, Peter Murray, Nathan Walcott. Boxers again, Cesare Narayan Mares, Jushawn Shepherd, Jeremiah
So you're
Toussaint,
talking about the
Peter
second bout
Murray,
tomorrow or the
and
heavyweight bout
Nathan
tomorrow?
Walcott.
Najee Christopher from the St. Michael's School. And yet, well, he's super heavy, so regular heavy. And you're talking about Siobhan Lewis and Seth Lawrence. That's the one to. That's the one to make sure you're not sure if we're on or if you're not on, but that monitor tells me that something is on. So, yeah, we're literally only being recorded for the fights. Correct. The stream video is on pause as far as I've been guided, and yes.
This is President Barbados Olympic Association. In the ring, we have Cesare Narayan Mares, Sean Shepard. We have Jeremiah Toussaint, who won his bout by walkover. His opponent is not present, who will receive the gold medal. Peter Murray and Nathan Walcott to receive their medals, and they will receive them from our BOA representative. for Sean Shepard and representative for Nathan Walcott. We are all geared and ready for the next vote. Just a presentation of this, so we need to have Walcott, one for Sean Shepard. No, national team versus 3 days per medal in that vote. We have Sean Shepard. Sean is not here, so we need to representative. Sean receiving silver medal. And gold medalist, Cesare Narimir, from the national team. Jeremiah Chisok, you awarded the gold medal in his matchup. And in the final matchup, February against Nate Walker. And silver medal goes to Nate Walker. Winner, the gold medalist, Eric Murray. Final bully, number two, Akita Mings, number three, Alicia Edwards, and number four, Audrey Blackett, and just number five, Anderson Bailey. And thank you again, Mr. Cameron Work from the Barbados Association, making those presentations for us. One of our major sponsors across the country, major sponsors of the sports. Barbados. Ref, judge number one, Lyle Bullitt. Number two, Akita Venus. Number three, Alicia Edwards. Number four, Aubrey Blackett. And number five, Anderson Bailey. And in this round, in the red corner, representing the island of Grenada, 65 kilogram category, Vincent Samoano. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Barbados, Abhishek Shaw. Jeez. 3 3-minute rounds of boxing. This all will start and the sound of the victory.
This time. And we're into bout number 9 of the evening. This is the first regional contest. Abishai John Baptiste of Barbados versus Vincent Samoano of Grenada. Pretty heated exchange. Abishai John Baptiste in the blue corner and Vincent Samoano in the red corner. It's a 65 kg welterweight bout. Samoano landing a solid right hand there in that last exchange. Abishai, triple jab. Working on the outside. Abishai Baptiste does his best work on the inside, in my opinion. But he is taking his time right now, working on the inside, utilizing his jab. Samoano is also looking to find his rhythm, working his jab as well. Both athletes focusing on working their punches on the straight line, down the pipeline with the ones and twos. Okay, wide right from Baptiste, sorry, wide left from John Baptiste. Just glancing, not really having much effect. John Baptiste working his jab. Samoano utilizing his footwork, trying to work his way off the ropes. Athlete clinch, referee calls break. They step back and then they resume. There's a 1-2 from Samoano, missing the mark. Double jab cross. Nice 4-5 punch combination of Abishai, leading with the double jab. He's finding his place with those jabs, setting it up for the more powerful hand. Switching to the southpaw now, and that is the end of round number 1. Pretty good exchange. I think um, John Baptiste has established himself in that first round. He seems to have found his distance. He's finding success with that jab setting up, sometimes as many as 3 jabs in a succession. Samoano is still finding his feet, I believe. He's utilizing his footwork to get him out of trouble, but he needs to be a little bit more certain with his punches. Okay, maybe building off of that jab that he initially was initiating. Athletes preparing for round number 2. Referee calls them to the ring, sent to the ring, and there's the bell for the beginning of round number 2. Again, athletes just feeling out, finding their range. Abishai throwing combination punches and bunches, as we say. Samoano a little bit more cautious with his attacks. He's just feeling out, probing with single punches at the moment. But John Baptiste is working his combinations. Angle punch there, angling off to his right as he threw the left, slipping through the guard of Samoano. Samoano throwing combinations but falling short. Abishai utilizing his head movement to avoid most of those punches. Okay. Better exchange there from Samoano. 4-punch combination. Landing to the body, not a screen, but Abishai is returning. Getting clipped by the left from Samoano. Samoano throws the jab. Just short as John Baptiste slips. John Baptiste coming back. Very sprightly, very energetic. This is John Baptiste. Very light on his feet. Head movement, moving around, utilizing that ring space. He's confident, very confident in his movements there, utilizing footwork to get him out of harm's way. Samoano forcing John Baptiste into the corner, and here he's unleashing his flurry. Needs to take his time a bit more and pick his shots better, so he will have greater success. Samoano, speaking, Samoano in the red, John Baptiste in the blue. When he takes his time and pick his shots, Samoano is having greater success. When he flurries, he tends to be off target. Referee cautioning for clubbing to the back of the head. Bobbing and weaving away from the punches was John Baptiste and returning with his left. Again, when John Baptiste doubles up with his left, it gives him a lot of success in following up then with a more powerful right hand. John Baptiste switching to the southpaw stance. Now he has Samoano on the ropes, working his body, but Samoano returning and answering. Not as effective with his punches, Samoano. He is throwing, but he's not throwing with confidence, and he's not really finding the target. His punches seem to be glancing off the body of Jean Baptiste. He needs to be a bit more precise with his shots, Samoano, but nevertheless showing heart and trying to mount a comeback. Jean Baptiste is in his element tonight. He is confident. He is fit, moving constantly in motion. No sign of fatigue on his part, and he's really working well, setting up his more powerful punches with that left jab. Sometimes singles, sometimes doubles, as much as triple jabs he's throwing, and he is working really well in that regard. Interesting enough, as I said before, I find he's a better in-fighter. He works really well on the inside, but tonight he is content to work on the relying on his head movement to avoid Samoano's punches and then returning his long-range punches himself. There he is playing. It's like right now he's like a cat playing with a mouse. And there he slips his jab in between Samoano's guard. Clinch referee calls for the break. Athletes step back and then re-engage. Now they're on the inside and there Abishai works, but he got clipped with a right hand from Samoano. But there he comes back aggressively with his own right punches. Solid finishing with a left hook. Samoano again trying to work, but again, not as precise with the quality of his punches as Samoano. Abishai is loading and firing from the inside and having way more success than Samoano is. Referee calls break. Referee take one step back, and now they re-engage. Again, Samoano closing the distance, but not being effective. There, however, John Baptiste is firing off, landing cleanly on the inside with body shots and then hooks to the head. There is a hook to the head by Abishai Jean Baptiste. And there's a jab. 1-2 landing. Clean shot straight through the middle with his jabs and his crosses. And he there just head movement to avoid Samoano's punches. Samoano is game, but just not up to the task, I believe, tonight. Just not mounting an effective offense of his own. And Abishai is just taking his time and picking his shots and really working effectively both on the outside and the inside against Samoano. There he goes. Again, the clinch, and the referee calls for a break. We're toward the end of this, the third and final round, and there seems to be no effective return from Samoana in terms of mounting an offensive of his own. It's very difficult at this stage for him to come back in the fight unless he can knock down Jean Baptiste, and I don't think his punches have the power to be able to do so. There he is with a 1-2, maybe the best combination from Samoana of the night, but does not phase Abishai in any way. Abishai now fighting off the ropes, so confident is he. And there is the end of round number 3. No doubt in my mind that this would be a unanimous decision in favor of Abishai John Baptiste of Barbados. He dominated clearly from the beginning to the end of that bout.
Interesting you said that. You reminded me a bit of Deshaun Shepard, who fought earlier, Abishai. And, well, it was not a case of when it's Barbados versus Trinidad and Tobago. It's usually Callaloo versus Cuckoo, but there's no Oil Down versus Cuckoo.
A good effort on the part of Samoano, nevertheless. He showed spirit, but I think he will need to reassess his performance in terms of his precision of his punches and control of the distance to
Yes.
be effective in that
Blue
regard.
corner, hand raised
There he
by
is. Referee.
And it's funny, yeah, this is boxing, and the Grenadian did not make use of the jab, which is Grenadian.
65 kg welterweight bout. Vincent Samoano of Grenada versus Abishai John Baptiste of Barbados. That bout going to Abishai John Baptiste of Barbados on points decision. We are coming to you live from the Barbados Boxing Association Carlton Hope Lionel Hall Memorial Tournament here on the island of Barbados. With me, Wayne Quinton, is my co-commentator, Martin Paris. And we are coming to you live from the Graydon Seeley Secondary School, where we're having this invitational boxing tournament being held by the Barbados Boxing Association. And we have been graced with athletes from Grenada, Martinique, and Canada.
So, man, do I get to challenge you in the middle of the squared circle for a kind of documentary style of how to and how not to?
Well, perhaps. I was about to tell you, be careful what you wish for.
You just might get it.
You just might. You may get more. You might bite off more than you can chew. I may be old, but I'm not dead.
Well, I might be skinny, but I'm not incompetent. No, on a serious note, there was always, one or two things that I had always wanted to have done. There's stuff in sports that people overlook. They come and they say, but how come, like, as far back as 1988 Olympics, and Barbadians were
Number three,
getting to the
Davis.
Olympics and
Four, Jason
qualifying,
Cadogan. And number
but
five,
then the
Mike
decision
Fuller.
making wasn't quite to the standard. And then there was the opportunity for us to have boxing
Referees,
officials,
all green
judges,
blanket. Judge
referees,
number one,
coaches.
Ronald Giddings.
This is a
Number
million
two,
dollar industry.
Trevor
It is a
Rowe.
sport that
Number
channels
three,
some of that
David
negative
Song.
energy
Number
into a
four,
positive direction.
Jason
Why
Duncan.
don't we have more
Number
Barbadians
five,
involved?
Lionel
Well,
Fuller.
stigma might have a lot to do with it.
A stigma in
You
boxing?
may be very surprised. Stigma in combat
Muhammad Ali?
sports, stigma in combat
Sirs to the
in
ring.
general.
Muhammad Ali? Stigma?
Yes, boxing is still looked as a sport for the yes, fine. A way of
Well, excuse me.
people of the lower echelons to work their way up.
We still have a middle or upper class? I've been summoned by my mummy. Excuse me a minute.
Middle 75 kgs. Julian Jackson of Martinique versus Jermaine Phillips of Barbados. This is the second of our, we shall say, international competition because we have competitors as far afield as Canada participating in this tournament. And coming to the ring right now, in the blue corner, Jermaine Phillips of Barbados. And already in the ring is Julian Jackson of Martinique. Julian Jackson in the red corner. He's wearing the red boxing gloves and red trunks. And Jermaine Phillips of Barbados. He's wearing the blue gloves and the blue trunks.
Interesting. Julien Jackson. We have the Prince or the Dauphins de Martinique. Bonsoir et bienvenue. Ça va?
Tous les points.
Yeah.
Looks of it, Mr. Jackson is the heavier of the two boxers.
Les
We'll
gants
see if
rouges.
that has any
Red
gives
gloves.
any
Red corner.
advantage to him. Julian Jackson in the red corner and Jermaine Phillips in the blue corner. There is a solid right hand
Hit and
from
move.
Jackson. He's on his toes. He is typically floating like a butterfly, so he can sting like a bee. Light on his toes, working his combinations. In and out is he. But Jermaine Phillips is game, and he is willing to bring the fight back to Jackson.
Two relatively similar sized boxers. Complementary in their styles.
There seems to be more venom in the punches of Jackson.
Yes. Jackson
Phillips a little bit more
expending a
timid.
lot of energy
Yes.
bouncing on his toes
Yes,
for
the
this
question will be, can he maintain
for
3
9
rounds?
minutes.
I suspect though he can.
His legs don't look like spindle shanks, so perhaps he has the condition
Phillips
and
choosing to go
the
into
foundation.
that half guard again, that Philly shell, but against the quicker, heavier puncher that Jackson is, I don't know that that is the best. So that may prove to be ill-advised, may not be the best strategy. Okay. Phillips needs to cut the ring off. He needs to keep his front foot between the legs of Jackson so he cannot escape and really take him to the ropes and work it from there. Jackson is very elusive with his footwork. Phillips needs really to cut that ring off. And again, it is clear that Phillips' punches are not that damaging, not doing the kind of damage that Phillips is capable of. Sorry, that Jackson is capable.
Jackson. A lot of movement by Jackson, but punch rate
You
not
notice
really in there.
when when Jackson launches, it forces Phillips backwards, but Phillips's punches are not having the same effect on Jackson. Jackson can hold his ground against the power of Phillips. Phillips needs to cut off the ring and he needs to build volume. He needs to be quicker, throw a higher volume of punches, and try to overwhelm Jackson with the percussive nature of his punching. Jackson
Nice to have
finishing with a
had
solid
the
right hand.
boxing records of the two fighters to see who's got, more
Yes,
bouts under their
that
belt,
would be
so
good.
to speak.
I think this might be the first time in quite a while that Phillips has stepped into. I think
And it kind of shows.
he's got some ring rust to work off.
He's
But
lucky that Jackson didn't knock it off for him.
he needs to be more percussive in his punches. He
Mm.
has to punches and bunches will be his friend at the moment. Um, Jackson is more ballistic. His punches are carrying more weight and power. They're affecting Phillips more when they land.
And he
Phillips
actually
needs to use
looks like he's in charge of the
Phillips.
proceeding.
Yes, Phillips needs to use more defensive movement. He needs to cut the ring off. He needs to keep that front foot between the legs of Jackson so he cannot get away. He needs to put him on the ropes or the corner and find combinations. This is
Solid
the beginning
advice
of the
from outside
second
of
round.
his
Start of
corner.
the second round. See. Very timid is Phillips. Cannot be offensive. Cannot be offensive, timid.
I'm not sure if you're hearing what I'm hearing. A mixture of English commands and suggestions with the odd French one coming in there. The amount of gauches and droits that you hear.
Trying to mount an offensive, but again, he's going on his back foot, and that is throwing him off. Every time he drops that back heel to defend, it's hard for him to come forward with a counter. He needs to keep that back foot up. He needs to pressure forward.
Referee calling for the break, but not getting in there between the two of them.
Bit too flat-footed, Jermaine is. That foot is too flat, and therefore he's always going to be backing away under the pressure of Jackson. He needs to keep that back heel up. He needs to keep that front foot between the legs of his opponent.
Jackson.
There he is. Now he's cornering him. And there he should maintain. He gained the ground, but he gave it up. He needs to stay in close when he gets it.
Got the leg work right, but the arm work wasn't there. And the punches didn't come with the footwork.
Punches and bunches is what he needs. Percussive hitting.
Controlling the movement again. Sliding that one over the shoulder.
Followed by the jab. And Jackson is just pressuring with those power punches. Jackson going in for the kill right now. Looking to set up, peppering with the left. Looking for that solid right hand. And there it is.
Overhand right, and he felt it. That was onto the ropes. Standing there, count coming.
To the back of the head.
Oh, that was only the back of the head.
But he contributed to that by turning away
yes.
the punch. So he can't.
And leaving his defense.
He can't complain for a legal blow. He contributed to that. And as a result, he is receiving the 8 count from the referee. And Jackson again pressuring forward with his attack. Okay,
On the
Germain
ropes, he
is
tried
now
to get
getting
him.
aggressive.
Jackson
Now,
almost had him in his own
now
corner,
pushing forward.
complaining about rabbit punch again.
There, a solid left hook landing against Philip at the end of the round. Phillips complaining for the punch to the back of the head, but again, in some ways, he is contributing to that occurring because he is pulling away and turning his head as he defends. He had a great opportunity toward the end of that round when he
Right in front of
brought
us
him
here.
upon to our near corner.
Mhm.
He got him to the ropes, but then he did not. He did not
Follow up with
he did
his
not follow
punches.
the attack. He actually backed away and gave up the ground game in terms of cutting off the hit.
Unless that's some sort of weird psychology where he says, "You see, I had you where I wanted you. Don't do that again. I
I
can
don't.
punish you."
I
Well, he's
don't
got
know that
one
I
more.
subscribe to that point of view.
He's got. Give the skinny guy. Give me a little psychological warfare. Yes. So it's the final round. It's when referees making sure that the seconds are away.
It's gone
Get
into the
off
wiping up
the.
of the ring. There's no water spilled on
Yep.
that.
Get off of the rim of the
Third and final
ring.
round of the bout.
So
Jackson is
3 minutes.
very confident, I'm sure. His confidence would have been mounted throughout the rounds. He's gotten no real resistance from Phillips so far. And now, notice he's still on that bike, still pedaling around that ring, still has the endurance, the fitness, he can move.
Yes, Jackson established an early lead, so now he's just got to survive
Phillips
for
needs to
3
keep him on the
minutes.
ropes. And there he is working the jab, but again, he is launching and backing away. He needs to stay in when he gets in, work the body, work the head. There he's going defensive again. Phillips was way too defensive in this round. At this stage of the fight, he can't afford to be defensive. He needs to take the fight to Jackson.
You have to know that you've actually switched the momentum in your favor and that you have nothing to lose. Go for it and take advantage of the fact that you've got the control of the ring. You're landing scoring punches. You've got Jackson
Phillips is
backpedaling.
now starting to mount an attack. He's building confidence, but this may be a little too late.
Too little, too late. And as the song goes, too late shall be your cry.
Working a jab to the body, but again, it is still attack and retreat on the part of Phillips. He needs to focus on attack. But again, Jackson's still light on his feet, still moving around, making it difficult for Phillips to land, making Phillips difficult for Phillips to pin him on the ropes.
Game of the Martinican, Julian Jackson. Similar to Julian Michael Jackson White of the road tennis fame here in Barbados, previous champion.
There's Jermaine trying to chase, but seems to be getting a bit frustrated. His punches are starting to come wild. He needs to maintain his composure, but increase his aggression. Overhand,
Someone is
a
asking for
left
the
hook
hook to
followed
be
by overhand.
thrown.
There it is. Just about to say left hook followed by overhand right would be successful for Jermaine as Jackson is dropping his left and in what might be considered overhand right, but again not very powerful. So although it did land nicely, it didn't have the required effect.
I was looking behind me to see
round
when.
number 3.
I was looking behind me to see who it was that was there. Throw the hook. But you know that's a two-way thing. In vaudeville, when they say throw the hook, they mean to get the person off the stage. But yes, the overhand, right or left, whichever hook could have landed, might have caused a net count.
As expected, that bout, that middleweight bout, Julian Jackson of Martinique versus Jermaine Phillips of Barbados. The victory going to Julian Jackson. 75 kg middleweight bout. So Barbados is currently 1-1 in terms of the international competition. We've won one, we've lost one. Hopefully, we can pull off a victory in this final bout of the night. 85 kg cruiserweight bout. Ludovic VA. Ludovic VA of Martinique versus Daniel Williams of Barbados. Hopefully, Daniel can bring it home for us.
Well,
And we are coming to you live
if you
from the
count
Greater Hope
the
Secondary School
yes,
for the Barbados Boxing Association's Carlton Hope Lionel Hall Memorial Tournament. I'm yours faithfully, Wayne Quinton, along with Martin Paris, on day one of two of this international boxing card.
well, you were saying earlier that the count was one apiece. But if you would look back at the youth match between Morrow and Grant, Grant won.
That
So
is true. But I was speaking from the perspective of the elite boxers.
yes,
So amongst the elite boxers, it is now one to Barbados, one to Martinique.
yes.
Overall, we do have two to Barbados from the foreign competitor. In terms of the elite,
I can't
in terms
believe
of the
that we're
elite,
down to the. Here you go.
1-1.
Take one. Roll call, please. Final ball for tonight will showcase Martinique going up against Barbados.
Ludovic Ville of Martinique. VA. Well, suppose he comes and says that his name is Ville. What would you do? We went to school with a fella called Henry. He went to France and became
Okay, for
Thierry
level
Henry
13,
playing for
referee Lynn Bullet.
Arsenal and
Judge number
Marseille.
one, Akita Names. Judge number two,
And Daniel William is his opponent.
Alicia Edwards. Judge number three, Jason Cadogan. Judge number four, Ronald Giddings. Judge number five, Addison Bill.
So seriously speaking, Wayne, if I was to tell you that Terry Henry lived in Prince of Wales Road and his aunt lived in Derriston Road and he went to France and ended up playing football, if I say it with a serious enough face, somebody would believe me, right? And became Thierry Henry. Okay. Classmate of you? Okay. No, no, a few good men. No, 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 don't ever call it French. No, 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 monsieur.
Okay, boxers to the ring.
Incroyable. So no, we have Ludovic Vier of Martinique.
Cable is
Okay,
moving
for the second ball,
to the main house.
referee
And all the boxers are
Lynn
ready. And
Bullet.
the red corner boxer is in the
Lyle
ring
Bullet.
already.
Judge one, Akita Names. Judge two,
And the blue
Alicia
corner boxer
Edwards.
is
Judge
in the
three,
ring.
Jason Cadogan. Judge four, Ronald Giddings. And Judge five, Anderson King.
Are we talking cruiserweights now? Up in the 85K?
G cruiserweight bout Ludovic VA of Martinique versus Daniel William of Barbados. This is the final bout of the evening at the Barbados Boxing Association's Carlton Hope Lionel Hall Memorial Tournament, day one. Be sure to join us tomorrow as we continue
And for
hard.
your red
7
corner,
p.m. tomorrow
for
for day
Martinique,
two. We will have
look
more
at it,
exciting
Billy.
boxing matches.
And from your blue corner, Daniel William from Barbados.
You hear me botching the
Williams, in the blue corner, VA in the red corner. William
Les
of
Gants
Barbados,
Rouges,
VA of
VA,
Martinique,
red corner. Well, I was about to say Les Gants
Les Gants
Bleus.
Rouges,
Yeah,
Les Gants
they're black gloves.
Noirs.
Then again, men are not supposed to know colors. That might be some midnight blue or something like that, as
Blue
opposed to
corner,
black.
Barbados, red corner, VA, Martinique.
Martin.
These
And
are your cruiserweight, 85 kg. That is approximately 200 pounds around there.
okay, 2.5.
Are some of our heavier boxers. William has been in the ring. Seen him box within the last year,
Mhm.
and he's a pretty decent boxer. I think I've seen VA at the last tournament held at the Steel Shed late last year. So this should prove to be a very exciting power.
Audio cues that I'm getting, the noise that the boxer is making in his own corner.
Martinique.
Vive la France, vive la Martinique. Allons Martinique. So I was saying that with young Jackson, because earlier when they found out that I could parlay and then petit peu français, they were laughing and we were chit chatting beforehand. So now, with the final bits of instruction being given by the referee, Jackson is here now, supporting his compatriot via socks.
Superhero in our midst. That's the bell for the first round. Boxers square off. They both extend their jabs. Oh, nice 2-1 combination.
I don't have 25
VA
cents to tell you
initiating
that
with
I
the
don't
cross
think this
and then
is
the
going the
jab.
distance.
I don't think it will go the distance. But I may be surprised. Oh, nice body
Oh,
shot
body
by
shot.
Daniel. Oh, low
Oh,
blow.
yes. Oh,
Wow.
there.
That left shot was below the belt.
Daffy Duck pulled his.
Referee applying an 8 count.
Yes,
Referee applying an 8 count, but in my opinion, that was a low blow.
it was. I don't know if it was an 8 count adversarially or one to
And the
allow him
call
to.
to box.
Yes.
I think that was an unfortunate call, but it seems to have energized VA, who's coming back with a
You're
vengeance.
taking blows in your own corner.
But Williams is also returning powerful shots. This is a war of attrition. Both boxers are bombing. Right hook landed by VA. Both boxers in the southpaw stance. And they're looking to trade. William going to the body. Williams' left foot falling short, but his right hand found the mark. VA returning a left of his own. There's the left coming again from VA. Right, there's a jab from VA. Another jab. Stinging, but not doing much damage. William returned the right, but landed on the glove. Left hand landing from VA. I think Williams might be already tired. The guys with greater body mass their muscles tend to fatigue faster, and I suspect that William is already fatigued. There's a left again from VA. Right hand returned by William. William with the right to the body. VA back with the left. Right followed by the left hook. Left hook not finding its mark by Williams. There's a double jab from VA. On the chest, chin and chest. William pressuring forward,
Respect being
trying to throw
shown by
that right rear
VA.
hand. That left rear hook was William, but falling short. He should keep it straight, I believe. A straight left would be more successful for William than the hook. And there, William landing that right hook at the end of the round.
The respect being shown by VA. He might have been ahead on points, but he's not going to risk, being braggadocious. Was it braggadocious? That's the word.
Good exchange. All right, so you can look forward to a pay-per-view event tomorrow. Tonight, you had live streaming from us here, live at the Great and Sealy Secondary School. But be sure, if you wish to tune in tomorrow to the bouts that are occurring, more exciting. We have a Seth Lawrence versus Chevron Lewis of Grenada and Charles Scott versus Amir Mustafa of Canada. You want to watch live on pay-per-view? You can go to the Instagram page of the Barbados Boxing Association and sign in for that pay-per-view event. Okay, boxers back to the center
Here we
of the
go
ring.
again.
Unfortunately, 8 count given to VA in that first round. He received a low blow, but the referee determined it to be legal and gave it 8 count. Williams coming back with stronger again. He seems to have got his second wind. And he's coming back with more powerful punches again. VA throwing stiff jabs. There he is. Series finishing with a straight left. Yeah, combinations are being thrown. VA working on combinations. Williams looking for that one solid punch that will do the trick. VA relying more on punches and bunches, as we say. Working combinations. Jab landing, a jab again from VA. VA third jab landing. William returning, but not quite as successful in terms of scoring. There's a body shot. Again, a left hook to the body, right on borderline on the white of the trucks. So he needs to be careful. VA getting William on the corner and working him off the ropes. Referee calling William for clinching, for holding rather. Jab from VA, glancing off the shoulder. Body shot, followed by 2 punches to the head by VA. Again, William throwing his own return, but not landing, missing the mark. Now he's slowing down again. Straight left from VA, landing squarely on the chin. Cross hook from VA again, landing squarely on the chin of the Williams. Williams is fatigued. Again, body shot, but VA returned a solid right hook against that body shot. And now he again is the one working. Punches and bunches. Punches and bunches from VA. Williams seemed upset for what he believed was a low blow. But VA coming back strong. Referee did not call it.
Taking it out on his opponent.
William pressing forward, but being met by VA's 1-2 combination. That straight left from VA, finding its mark and slowing William down. William needs to suck it up, find that gas again, pull on the trails of that gas tank, and put something into his combinations. He's relying on that one punch, but solid left hand. Knew it was going to come. It's been setting up for the entire night. That straight left of VA got it there cleanly, and the referee applies the 8 count. This brings a balance to the round now. It's anybody's fight here on in. As both boxers, there's the end of the round. As both boxers receive the 8 count, and VA definitely dominated in that second round. The third round will be the deciding factor. This will be the telling or the winning round, as we call it. Whoever can master this round, whoever can gain the advantage here, will take the fight.
Do when you have charge and whether an infringement is obvious or not, and they lose their focus and complain about it, and then the next resumption of whatever, and they get that it count,
Once the referee has made a call, it
or doesn't make a call,
or does it makes
continue
no sense
boxing.
focusing on it. Makes no point then you focus and focus on winning the match.
And you saw William get punished as a result of that. His game went away a little bit when he didn't get that.
It's taken away as much as fatigue has taken control, has taken over. Okay. Notice he's relying primarily on one and two punches, while VA is working combination. And again, that straight left has been very sure, finding the mark each time. VA has been finding the mark with that left, and now he's setting it up. He's setting it up with the right hook. He's setting it up with the jab. See, there it is again, and 1-2. You see, he is setting up. He's not relying.
His arms look
He's
loaded
not relying on just one punch. Williams is looking for that one big bomber punch that will finish the match, and it's not coming. VA is setting him up, working the combinations, then finding success with that straight left.
It's almost like a monster truck up against a Lamborghini.
Perhaps. But you see, you have to be in the right terrain. Monstrous, there's a place for the
Off-road,
monster truck. There's
on
a
the
place for
street.
the Lamborghini. You have to make sure you're in the right terrain with the right vehicle. All right. Right uppercut.
When you make combinations like that, they'll stand and admire your work.
No, it is a standing and marrying. He's out of gas when he does it. That's the problem. He's sucking up energy for a powerful punch, and he's landing that powerful punch, but then he has nothing. He has nothing left. And
Hey,
so
Quentin, you just said the
he's a
man was at
sitting
the
duck.
gas station and did not have $1.50 to put anything in the tank.
He's sucking he's sucking air at the end of his exchange. What he needs to do is reduce his power, land his punch, and then get out of the harm's way. That will be more effective. Don't trade. A trade in boxing is not a good strategy. The goal is to hit and not get hit.
Especially in one as closely poised as this.
See, and that's the problem. He's hitting, he's going for the bomber, and then he has nothing left. He can't escape the return.
Whoopsie, whoopsie.
And now William receives a second 8 count as VA trips as a result of what the referee's intervention.
VA.
VA now is ahead of the map because he's gained an 8 count.
He's got 2-1.
So unless William can come back strong in this next 5 seconds or so, then this match is going to go to the Martinica.
2, 1,000.
And there it is. Second 8 count of the match. Definitively a win for Ludovic VA.
3-1. 3-1 on 8 counts.
So unfortunately, Williams, who started out very well, relies a bit too much on just throwing
Committed for that
punch.
big one late and got his third
Unfortunately, yes.
8 count.
Unfortunately, his gas tank did not match the power of his punches. He burned his muscles out, burned himself out, and as a result, he was able to come back in the second and third round to gain victory. This is a repeat of a previous round that we saw occurring as well with, I believe it was, lose me right now.
Whether you're being found or lost or otherwise,
Yes, it was Murray.
right?
That bout between Peter Murray and Walcott. No, sorry. Was it Peter Murray and Walcott?
William, and the red corner paddle comes up.
Okay, I'm from the
Gagné. Victoire à Ville de Martinique
Walcott.
avec les gants rouges.
Those will be done by
Walcott went toe to toe with
Cammy. Martinique, Jermaine Phillips from Barbados, Ludovic Delaney from Martinique, and Daniel William from Barbados. This is the final presentation. And we'll ask Cameron Burke to do this presentation on the ring parts.
similar F.
Stand by.
Right, thank you, Cammy. You just wait on the other athletes to make it to the ring. Calling Vincent Samuano from Grenada, I will say so about this. Julian Jackson, Jermaine Phillips, Ludovic Delaney, Daniel William, the ring.
We've come to the end of the first night. Win?
We'll
be back again tomorrow night.
Silver medalist in that boat. Samoa. Oh, Samoa from Grenada.
Well, the presentation is taking place at the end of a wonderful night. Wayne, it's been a pleasure working with you, and we'll be back again tomorrow night.
Same time, same
Same back
station,
channel.
but pay-per-view.
On behalf of
So-
Wayne Quinton, I'm yours truly, Martin Paris. Remember the pay-per-view win?
Yes, you can go to the Barbados Boxing Association's Instagram page to sign up for the pay-per-view bout. Two exciting elite bouts tomorrow. Seth Lawrence versus Siobhan Lewis of Grenada. That's going to be a super heavyweight bout, I'm sure. And Charles Scott versus Amir Mustafa of Canada. So